Alright, if you saw one of my last videos, which, let's face it, you probably didn't, but no one would fault you for that. I was kind of doing a profile on the new addition to the family here, the Alabama Squareneck. And in it, I was talking about how I had to have a new nut and a new saddle made up here from a guy in town. And I was kind of bitching about how he hadn't made the nut quite high enough, by Dobro standards at least. And I mean, it still played fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But as I figured it might, it started bothering me, started eating at me. So I fabbed up a little shim for it. And now, as you can see, the action is much more appropriate for that of a Squareneck Dobro. Now the shim itself, in keeping with the theme of this instrument, isn't perfect. I didn't have any doweling, I didn't have any good pieces of wood around, so I improvised, and I used a piece of a paintbrush handle. Don't ask me how I made it work, I'm not even 100% sure. I just broke off a chunk. It happened to be relatively the same length as the nut. I just kept sanding and trued it up and put it on there with some high strength wood glue. And yeah, there we go. Seems to be doing the job. Just makes it easier now, the way it was set up when I got it back. Yeah, essentially, if you tried to do any stuff up here, you're basically digging off the frets, which you don't want for a square neck. Obviously, it's the whole reason why they're set up the way they are. And getting the strings up higher on this end too also seems to be putting better pressure on the cone, because it vibrates a lot less. There's still some there, obviously, because like I said before, it is a cheaper instrument on the whole. But it's definitely improved even more since the last video. So yeah, there you go. There's hopefully the last video on modding this thing. I think it's basically where I wanted that now. Down the road I may throw a new cone into it if I feel like spending more money, but you know, we'll see what happens. But until then, there you go.